welcome, my name is Narongiti and today we'll be talking about April Fool's Day in World of Warplanes. For now, you see here a nice photograph that showed up once you logged in during the April Fool's Day. What have we got here? 16 unique paint schemes and 5 exclusive emblems on completing the April Fool's Day missions, available until April the 10th. So, today I'll be talking about what those missions were about, what were the emblems, and of course the paint schemes. Additionally, there are some additional informations from World of Tanks and World of Warships, and don't be surprised, there was also something to look at. But first things first, let's talk about the missions for paint schemes in World of Warplanes. Any minute now. There we go. For every tier 5 vehicle, excluding premium planes, you could win a battle, and if you won a battle in a specific plane, you got yourself a paint scheme. Now, those paint schemes, well, they are quite nice. I have to say, they are quite nice. But that's for later. I must say that winning in some of the planes could have been a pain to do, but you had almost 10 days to do so, depending on when you began to play. Of course, I had to. Well, what have I had to? Okay, I lost my idea. Anyway, since it was the 1st of April, there was also a monthly mission introduced, which was about winning 40 battles in heavy fighters of tier 4 and above. For that you got a slot in hangar, and additionally there was a mission for platoons, but in exchange, in a contrast to heavy fighters, you could only use fighters, standard fighters of tier 4 and above, platoon up with somebody, win 20 battles, and for that you got 1 day of premium. You could accomplish this 3 times, while the mission for the slot in the hangar could only be completed once. So, with that being said, let's go to the paint schemes eventually. There we go. So all those paint schemes I got, and you see I got, well, I'm presenting them chronologically from the first vehicle on which I earned it to the last one. On P40 it took me few battles to take it, and the paint scheme itself was good. Spitfire, although I don't really like it, it's decent, and since I don't have any other paint scheme, I'll stick to that. The Lightning, well, American accent, what can I say? There was also Zero, no, FV190. Well, Germans had generally dark colored paint schemes, but there were also 2 very bright ones. The Zero, however, holy crap. Well, this looks very well, I have to say, but it is not one of my favorites. The Bullfighter, oh man, I forgot how well it was playing this thing. The paint scheme itself reminds me of the BSH2 really. Then we have the MiG-3, which is quite derpy, quite bright and quite contrast based, and I like it. Then we have the F4F. Oh man, I forgot how dreadful this plane was. Still, it was better than I-16. Still, the paint scheme is good. Pretty well made. Then we have the lag-free. Kinda disappointed with this one, I have to say. But still, it's better than nothing, right? Next up we have, I think, the P4... what? What is an emblem doing here? I think I've mistaken something. Yak 7. Pretty good one. Frankly, the best paint schemes are on the planes that I'm not using. I just repurchased Yak 7 alongside with majority of the planes you saw, including Yak 1, to make the mission. It took me about 2 millions to do so, and now we have the best one. Il-2. Holy shit! Holy crap! This one's awesome. This one's on place 1. This is the winner for me. This is a winner. Now we have the German plane, as I said, dark colors. And next up we'll have 110E, which is also in the same coloration. Yeah, here it is. Among those paint schemes, I said that there were 2 planes that had special, rather different color schemes, and there they are. The HS129B, and the next up will be the Stuka. Well, newly introduced planes in the game, alongside with the entire tree of ground attackers for the Germany. Overall, the paint scheme's pretty well made. Now, let's talk about missions that involved you in winning a little bit more. And what I'm talking about are the emblems. Now, for every country, excluding China, you had to win 3 times on any plane, no matter the class, no matter the tier. And once you hit the 3rd win, you got the emblem, but only for the plane on which you completed this mission. For obvious reasons, China was excluded, and the reasons are that, well, it's not generally available country, and frankly you've got only, how many, 2 planes available for now, alongside with some of the more exclusive ones. But as I said, they are not widely available for credits. Now, the emblems themselves were, well, is this it looks like a deer to me, like a small deer, but I might be mistaken. Anyhow, I've mostly wanted to get my 3rd wins on premium planes because I will not be selling them, and therefore they will be there always. Now, let's talk about some other things. For every text in battle, during battle, when you, for example, began the battle, overheated your engine, got covered in flames, or for example you were too close to the ground, there was a punny line like keep calm and pinch up, as you saw right now, or when you've had one enemy, pin it to win it, right? Or there was also a text referring to winning or losing. There was also one referring to, I think, when you were the only one in your team, but I am not certain of it. World of Tanks had something like a artillery mode. For every 10 kills you got a suitcase which you could use like an artillery, and depending on the tier it dealt a given amount of damage. Since people hate artillery, this was punny and quite ironic. Additionally, they got World of Tanks players got themselves Operation Undead, that is a tower defense where tower is replaced with stronghold, and your units that you have to use are basically tanks. There was also an AA unit, but not that it was very useful. Pretty addictive, I have to say, pretty addictive. The game was pretty dope, but I haven't spent much time with it. However, I will put a link in the description so you could check it out by yourselves. Last up we have, well, we have something that I told you on the beginning of the video, that players that played World of Warships had also got their own special attraction, and that is the Pacman. That is the Pacman World of Warships edition. You basically had a boat with certain amount of lives which you could collect, and additionally you had to collect points like in Pac-Man, right? Alongside with that you had some other ships that tried to simply sink you via contact. However, I'm not sure whether it was something more than that, or just if you just swam on them, you crashed into them, you lost. Anyhow, that was all I wanted to talk about. What do you think about those attractions? Do you find them interesting, or something more? Let me know. Until then, I'll see you next time. NironGT signing out.